Good evening and welcome to the one match to go after this championship watch-along. Don't know what we're listening to yet. I have two different sites I go on for to see things, so we'll be hopefully watching one game. Probably have to be a Premiership game. I will be listening along to a championship one via Bet365. So that's where we'll be going shortly. So let's just have a look at, tilt that away from the screen, and we will go through the teams for today. Blackburn versus Coventry. What have we got for Blackburn? Not looking too great for Blackburn at the minute. They got 3-4-1-2 with Piers at the back. Defensive line of Carter, Hyam, McFadden. Okay, pretty good back line, really. And then a midfield line of Britton, Tronstadt, Costello, and Pickering. So, yeah, quite a good one there. And up front, Gallagher, Schmodix, and Dolan. They're trying constantly to push people up front. They seem to think that the best way of winning games when you're not playing very well and not getting the results is by throwing people up front and putting a three up front. And they found that it doesn't work, but they're keeping on trying it. Not quite sure they've got that idea right. Coventry, so they're going to try and counteract that with a 4-4-1-1, which it seems a bit strange. So 3 up front, so Coventry put set 4 at the back and 4 in midfield. So we've got Collins, Evic, Thomas, Kitchen, and De Silva at the back. Yeah, not bad. Eccles, Kelly, Palmer, and Wright. Haji Wright in midfield. Yeah. Callum O'Hare and Ellis Sims up front. So, yeah, we'll see how that one goes. It might be a little bit more even than what I thought it would be with that sort of lineup and that sort of format. Bristol City against Rotherham. So we have Bristol City with O'Leary at the back, Tanner, Dickey, Roberts in defence. Midfield, McCrory, Williams, James, and Pring. And up front, Mehmeti, Conway, and Twine. So they're really trying to push for a final game of the season with everybody on the attack. I just must stop this computer from going down. There we are. We now have power. And then we have Rotherham with... Oh, ho, 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 ho. So we have changed our goalie. So he is being sold. Right, so we've not got our best goalie in defense in the between the sticks. We've got Dylan Phillips. We have Peltier, Bramall, Humphreys, and Revan at the back. Midfield, Rathbone, Rinomota, and Appiah, and up front, Eves, Adolphin, and Hugill. Who have we got on the bench? Oh, Victor Johansson is on the bench. So put him on the bench, see what he can do. Right, okay, I can see that. 3 up front, 4-3-3. That's an interesting style for Rotherham. We'll see what happens there. Cardiff versus Borough. We have Cardiff with Horvath in goal, Romeo, Werfroth, Romeo, and Phillips, Gutas, and Tanner on the back with staggered midfield of Ashford, Sopis, Turnbull, Rolls, Bowler, and just Dedu up front. We have Borough with Dieng at the back, defence of Ayling, Vanderberg, Clark, and Thomas. Staggered midfield of Jones, Hosen, Azaz, Barlaser, and Gilbert. And up front, who do you think? Latte Lat. So They're going to try with a good attack, good midfield. Don't know about the defence. Huddersfield versus Birmingham. This is a critical one today. 3-5-2 for Huddersfield. Nichols at the back. Pearson, Hellick, and Spencer in defence. Midfield: Turton, Kasumu, Matos, Rudoni, and Karoma. Good midfield. 5 across it though. They will have to learn to stick to their positions, which they didn't do last game. And Danny Ward and Reece Healy up front. Birmingham, to counteract that, have Ruddy at the end goal. Laird, Bellick, Sanderson, and Buchanan in defence. Staggered midfielder: Miyoshi, Sung Ho, Anderson, Sunich, and Buchanan. Bakuna gone. And up front we have Jay Stansfield, of course. So that's sort of attacking a 5 midfield with a staggered 5 midfield. So it's not. It could get quite stuck in midfield. That it's going to be mostly played in the midfield area. At least it looks like it. That's where all the mainstay of the action looks like coming from. That's where all the skills seem to be. Millwall versus Plymouth. Millwall: Sarkic in goal, Leonard, Tangana, Cooper, McNamara, and then midfield: Watmore, Saville, Denor, and Longman, and up front Bradshaw and Fleming. Plymouth wanting to get at least a draw to stay safe is Cooper in goal, Phillips, Scarr, and Galloway in defence. Midfield: Edwards, Randall, Gibson, and Mumba. So that's good, and Mumba's in there again. So that's they'll be trying to feed it through Gibson and Mumba. And then they've got up front Whitaker, Wayne, and Bundu. So we'll wait to see how that one pans out. Norwich City versus Swansea. We have Norwich City with Gunn, and back 4 of Stacey, Duffy, Gibson, and McCallum. Stagger midfielder: Fashnak, Nunes, Sarah, McLean, and Saints. And up front, Josh Sargent. So good, strong side. Swansea: Rushforth in goal, with back 4 of Key, Kabanga, Darling, and Timon. Staggered midfield of Ronald, Fulton, Cooper, Grimes, and Patterson, and up front Liam Cullen. So given the right, let's have a look at that again. 4-2-3-1, 4-2-3, playing roughly the same. I would probably be going with I still think that Norwich have the better quality in that. Sheffield Wednesday versus West Brom is an interesting one because Sheffield Wednesday have the desire to do something. West Brom are really on the beach, if you think about it. They're not going to get out of that. They're not going to be pulled out of that playoff zone. Beadle at the back for Wednesday. Palmer, Yorfa, and Bernard at the back. Probably one of their better 3 options. Valentin, Volks, Bannon, and Johnson in midfield. Windass, Ugbo, and Musaba up front. That's actually quite a good. I prefer that back line, to be honest, to what they have been playing. West Brom: Palmer at the back, Furlong, Bartley, Kipre, and Townsend, with a staggered midfield of Phillips. How do you say that one? Yakushlu, Diangana, Villa, and Johnson, and Jed Wallace up front. So they've got a good attack. I'm not quite sure. I've never been that enamoured by the midfield. And seeing as I actually quite like that setup in defence for Wednesday. They've got a good chance there. Southampton versus Stoke. We have Southampton with McCarthy at the back. Back four of Bree, Harwood Bellis, Stevens, Walker Peters. Good defence. Midfield of Smallbone, Charles and Fraser. Up front, Brooks, Mara and Edozie. Not too enamoured on that one either. Stoke City, Iverson at the back. Then they got Hoover, Wilmot, McNally and Stevens. Average. Midfield are staggered of Mano, Laurent, Kundal, Thompson and Yun Ho. And up front, Tyrese Campbell. So still got the better quality in Southampton. Watford versus Sunderland next. Watford with Beckman at the back, Porthouse, Pollock and Hote in defence. Midfield of Grimes, Kayembe, Cohn and Sema. And in attack, we have Bayo, Asprilla and Dennis. It'd be better if it went to Sunderland's side, wouldn't it? So go to Sunderland. Patterson in goal, O'Neill, Ballard and Elise in defence. Midfield, we have Hume. It is Trihume, Bellingham, Equa and Styles. A good midfield. And up front, my eyesight, Rigg, Uchiche and Clark. So, that's probably a well-balanced side. I just haven't seen much of it from Sunderland. The skill level seems to have dropped through the floor. So with 43 minutes, so we've got another 16 minutes to go now. We will be coming back with a cup of coffee and we'll be going through the scores. What do we have with us? We have that one. We're going to be having a quick look at which video we're going to choose. At the minute, it looks like being Sheffield United in the Premiership. So we'll have a look at those because obviously it looks like they'll be coming down to the Championship. So we'll follow one of the sides coming down. And on here, whether we've got anything in yet as to which ones Bet365 is covering. We will be going to Bet365 and we will be, as it gives me the announcement that two announcements that Rotherham's match is now getting ready to start. So 15 minutes away. 15-minute warning. We will have, I'm hoping that it tells me here, if I go into the Manchester one, it'll tell me who else. No, they've only got Manchester and Derby on at the minute, so it's not telling me who's going to be live, but we will be getting a live feed from one of the Championship games. We usually get one anyway, so we'll be doing that, hopefully. Otherwise, it's very boring, and I might even turn it off because I like to have a little bit of a live so that we're actually watching along and listening to the commentary together as it goes through the game. We will be, why don't we, just for the fun of it, we can, we're starting to get, they've just pulled in with the different games. So we'll have a little bit of a look, see which one's got, which one has indeed got coverage. We're starting to get all the coverage through now. We've got Wolves Luton. We've got all the Premiership ones. We can have a quick look and see who we're going to be setting up with today. 14 minutes to work out which one it's going to be. And we go from the top. I go through from the top and we see, so Blackburn versus Coventry is on, so we can now work out who else is in there. Right, so it's going to be Blackburn versus Coventry. So Blackburn versus Coventry is the game we're going to be listening to. Spin those round so you can all hear the game on that. So when that starts to when the teams come out, we'll be listening to the Blackburn Coventry game. Yeah, it's all good fun. Premier League we have, Italian Serie A, Bundesliga, French League, Portugal. We don't have any. It's going to be the Premier League, I think. And go for the Sheffield United. Why not?
This broadcast is brought to you in association with Amul, the Taste of India. This is just carnage. What a dramatic way to bring up an IPL recap.
We will go and get a coffee. We will be back. Listen to the adverts and the build up to the Sheffield United game. Back in a minute.
Watch Blockbuster Tata IPL every day at 6:30 p.m. This broadcast is co-presented by Dream 11 in association with MLLIG, Asian Paints, Life Make Local, Cadbury Dairy Milk, Charged by Thumbs Up, Mutual Fund Sahi Hai, Father Katina, Hide and Seek Cookies, Rupee Credit, Bolton Smart Air Races, Real Juices, The Healthy Tanga, Bounty, and Sanai Yoga, Rapido, Guaranteed Auto, and Payza by HDFC Bank. 272 runs. This is incredible. Here's another big one. This broadcast is co-presented by Dream 11 in association with MLLIG, Asian Paints, Life Make Local, Cadbury Dairy Milk, Charged by Thumbs Up, Mutual Fund Sahi Hai, Father Katina, Hide and Seek Cookies, Harold and Lloyd, Making a Difference, Joy Personal Care, Harpic Toilet Cleaner, Parley, and Sanai Yoga, Rapido, Guaranteed Auto, and Amul, the Taste of India.
हर बार तूने कुछ अलग कर दिखाया अमूल the taste of India तूने ही मिलके करार जगाया अमूल the taste of India तुझसे ही मान हमारा तुझसे ही शान है तुझी तो है देश हमारा तुझसे ही स्वाद है अमूल the taste of India
Newcastle suffered a disappointing and damaging defeat at Crystal Palace, but they could repair things today as Eddie Howe eyes a place in Europe. Sheffield United were beaten at Manchester United despite going ahead twice. Their relegation may be confirmed today, and then it's a rebuild for Chris Wilder. When the teams met at Bramall Lane this season, Newcastle won 8-0.
Oh my God.
The
This is Ian Crocker with Michael Bridges at St James's Park for Newcastle United against Sheffield United in the Premier League. Two teams who've been beset by injuries this season, but Newcastle could still salvage theirs with a European spot, whereas Sheffield United's return to the Championship is imminent. One thing that should be guaranteed with these two teams is goals, Michael.
It certainly should. Newcastle United free-flowing football, scoring lots of goals this season. However, they have conceded a lot. Sheffield United did concede a lot in the return to the Premier League. It's been a very, very tough season for them. They come to St James's Park, it's all about pride. And I'm sure it's going to be such an entertaining game because they've got nothing to lose, Sheffield United. And Newcastle United under Eddie Howe at home have been marvellous.
The Newcastle fans are showing their appreciation for Bruno Guimaraes and Joe Linton today. There will be a Brazilian flag showing eventually. So Newcastle are currently 7th in the Premier League table, 3 points behind Manchester United, but with a much better goal difference than them. West Ham, though, have moved within a point after their draw with Liverpool.
Have a look.
Sheffield United 10 points from safety, 11 if you include their dreadful goal difference. Relegation has been coming and will be rubber stamped today if they lose.
Well, looks like the Sheffield United are going to get relegated today.
Joe Linton remains one of the many injured here at Newcastle. Bruno Guimaraes, Eddie Howe revealed yesterday, has a £100 million release clause which expires at the end of June. But there are bound to be interested parties.
Certainly will be. The performances he's put in this season, Bruno Guimaraes, has gone to a new level. The goals he scored, the distribution stats, and like you say, that price tag. I'm sure Eddie Howe spoke this week about he wants to do everything in his power to keep Bruno at this football club. But when his clauses floating around, there's that many teams of interest. You just never know what's going to happen. Every Newcastle fan, they don't want to see the back of Bruno.
It's been an arduous season for those Sheffield United supporters. Just 3 wins in the Premier League throughout the campaign. The outcome of their season has long been inevitable, and relegation may well be confirmed today. And then it will need quite a big reset, quite a big rebuild in the summer with so many players out of contract.
If there's anything that Sheffield United can take confidence from, if they do, however, go down, you said it's inevitable, Ian, and yeah, it looks that way for them. If there's anything they can take from it, that the teams that went down last season, Leicester have bounced back, Southampton are in the mix, and Leeds United, so you've always got to try and bounce back to the Premier League in your first few seasons. I just think that, Paul Heckingbottom was in, and then Wilder came back in. It was just too far too gone when Wilder took charge.
Newcastle were disappointing in midweek, losing at Crystal Palace. After that humbling of Tottenham here in their last home game, when they produced a perfect performance. They'll be eager to get that Crystal Palace result out of their system as soon as possible, back on home turf in the iconic arena that
Right
is
now,
St
couple of
James's
bets
Park.
on. Why
Soak
not?
up the atmosphere for a while.
So where's the first goal going to come from? Let's have a look. In the Championship, in the Premiership, I would think Newcastle are going to score first here. On my video there, which is Newcastle versus Sheffield United.
In football, St
We
James's
have
Park,
in the Championship,
fantastic arena. There's a 50,000.
I don't think it's going to be Bristol City, surprisingly enough.
Seeing the back of venues like this.
I think it's going to be Southampton, and I said that last time and they actually lost.
From the start of next season. They'll be hoping to hang on to that man though in the middle there.
No, I think Southampton will be too much for Stoke City. They're going to hit back after losing 5-0. League 2, because League 1's just finished.
First half of this season.
League 2.
Goals are likely. There's been plenty at both ends.
Milton Keynes are at home. That could be a good one. Wrexham are at home as well, so I'd probably have a toss-up between Milton Keynes and Wrexham. I'm going to go Milton Keynes. Milton Keynes for the first goal in League 2. And I think it'll be League 2 that comes out with the first goal of the day. So probably Milton Keynes. Second shot of probably Wrexham. So we shall see who gets that first elusive first goal. And can we indeed today see a goal in the first 20 minutes? Because the last couple of weeks it's been rather apt, hasn't it? No goals at all for quite a long time. Sheffield United and Newcastle are now coming out onto the pitch. Actually, I've got the light in the wrong place there. I'll move that across there, I think. Nope. Let's move forward, I think, instead. Hey Jude. Is that really what Newcastle play every time they start the game, is it? So we're all set up. We have our Sheffield United away at Newcastle.
250th match at Sheffield United manager.
And we have a Blackburn versus Coventry, which is actually quite an important game. Should Blackburn lose this game, they're almost certainly going to finish on the same points as they have. They play Leicester City away next. Cannot see them getting a point there. So it would be quite difficult, should we say, for them to be able to get anything from that. 4-3-3 for Norwich, Newcastle. 3-5-2. For Sheffield United.
20-year-old Ollie Arblaster has been given the captain's armband. Sheffield born, a Sheffield United fan. He's got a bit of everything about his game. Brereton Diaz has scored 5 goals in 10 Premier League matches for the Blades.
So here we go. We are 1 minute away. I'll just let you know let's see who's kicking off. Premiership, nobody's kicked off yet. Championship, I'd like to see who actually kicks off first as my clock pings into action. Not into Premiership, no League 1. So League 2, nothing's quite started yet. Championships, nothing yet. Come on. Oh, yeah, we have. Now, our first starter is Blackburn versus Coventry. So is it? It's not actually. Well, Bet365's. Bet365's sound is gone. So we have Sheffield United is now on the way. Blackburn versus Coventry is on the way.
I certainly hope so. That's what we're after.
So let's have a look. I was hoping that
teams that wouldn't have let them concede as many goals they have this season, but Newcastle
we might have got a bit of a radio commentary from Blackburn versus Coventry, but
know where they're heading, back to the championship, but they have been creating plenty of chances and were twice ahead at Old Trafford.
Just telling me that I've got the videos up for the Premiership.
They've got to try and get themselves, in the wide area across the ball because there's a He's got Sheffield United. I think he's been sensational.
So there we are with Blackburn now, with a throw in from the left-hand side as they try and attack the Coventry end. They're 3-1 on to win this. As Colin O'Hare grabs it for Coventry, and Coventry will now build down the down their right-hand side. Down to the right, pushes it down. Casey Palmer now for Coventry. Free kick to Coventry. Couldn't put that one in the box from there. Just wait for the free kick and see what happens. Same thing in this game, which is Sheffield United with a free kick. I kicked it back, so Coventry are actually, rather than kicking it in, we're going to kick it and keep the ball. But he tries a through ball, and Hyam grabs it, kicks it forward, but Kitchen grabs it for Coventry. So it's a little bit messy at the minute in that game. So nothing at the minute in Premiership. All games have started. 3 minutes, except for Sheffield Wednesday, it's 2 minutes, and Watford it's 1 minute. We already have 2 goals in League Two, completely different from where I thought. It's actually Accrington Stanley 1, Tranmere 1. Let's see who scored first. Might as well get the right one. It was Tranmere Rovers on 2 minutes. So Tranmere Rovers scored on 2 minutes. And Accrington scored on 4. So first game of the day to have a goal. And it's got both the first goals in. Sheffield United now trying to build from the back. Through the middle. Oh, he's really good. Can he go? Oh, no, he's going to play it to the left. Passing it back, we're trying to keep the ball at the minute, Sheffield United, which is something they haven't been able to do. And that was a good tackle there by Sheffield United, and into the left-hand corner. Oh, I hate it when it does that. Close. At the minute, every time Sheffield United get anywhere near the front, the entire back line of Newcastle go, offside! And not even thinking whether the ball actually gets passed forward to go over the half line, the backward line. But at the minute, still Newcastle 0, Sheffield United 0. Oh, the Premiership. Oh, wow. Yes, that's good, isn't it? Saw that then. I thought that was a Championship. Oh, we have got another goal in. We've got 2 more goals in League Two. Salford City 1, Harrogate 0. And Swindon 1, Morecambe 0. And we have a goal in Newcastle. And it's yo. We have a goal in the Premiership there. Our first goal.
United. They go for the short corner. You just say, I think the time of the run is spot on. So when you change the angle of the delivery there, Newcastle United players, they've all
That's very close to being offside, isn't it? We'll wait and see if that gets allowed. He's saying it's a perfect timing. I'm not quite sure myself.
It's a brilliant ball because as the Newcastle players are looking to try and play the offside and come up with play, Dubravka hasn't come with his team. He's caught no man's land. And the finish, you can see what it
We
means
just
to our
put down that it was the first goal of the day.
There is a VAR check going on. So there's no foul, they're just having a look for offside, but this should be confirmed.
I think the time of the run's absolutely perfect.
So first goal of the day goes Tranmere.
Dan Burn, that'll be playing Sheffield United players on.
The goal stands. Sheffield United 1-0.
Goal stands at Sheffield United 1-0.
The goal stands. Sheffield United 1-0 up at St James's Park.
So they'll be hoping that Luton lose all their last 8 games, is it? No chance. Not a hope. Oh dear.
Well, Chris Wilder has been in this movie before where they've made good starts, taking the lead. Most recently at Old Trafford.
So let's have a look then, because we have Blackburn versus Coventry. We will go into that one.
Isak was waiting to crouch there. It was a crucial intervention.
And Blackburn, Coventry have it in their goal with a goalie, Collins in the between the sticks. We have at the minute 80% possession to Coventry at the minute, which is pretty much what I was expecting. But it's 1 shot, 1 on target for Blackburn, and 1 shot not on target for Coventry. As Sheffield United clear the ball. Oh, nicely passed forward there. 3 against 2. And he misses the net completely. So we go to the next game, which is Bristol City versus Rotherham. Rotherham have it cleared by Bristol City, so they have the throw in. Remoto, Humphreys now to Lee Peltier. Peltier pushes it forward, but Rotherham are offside. Being offside for Rotherham's an amazing thing. We've never even been up in that high that often, so they'll probably get nosebleeds being in attack. As Sheffield United have a corner. We go and look at stats. It's 63% possession to Bristol City, 37 to Rotherham. 2 corners already to Bristol City. No shots on goal by either team yet, so that's interesting. We go down. We go to the Cardiff game. Cardiff versus Middlesbrough. Cardiff now have a goal kick. Stats at the minute: 55% play to Middlesbrough. 2 shots, 1 on target for Cardiff. 3 shots, 1 on target for Middlesbrough. So it's actually quite even though Middlesbrough do have the ball more often. Which box has it been played in mainly? It's actually been played mainly in the Middlesbrough end. So when Cardiff do have it, they are actually on the attack with it more and they're using it better. Very important game now. Huddersfield versus Birmingham. At the minute they've evened all the odds out. The odds are now 13-8 Huddersfield, 18-8 for a draw, 13-8 for Birmingham. So quite poignant there that they're not actually sure who's going to win. We go to the stats as Birmingham get a free kick in the Huddersfield half. 52% possession to Birmingham. So far, 3 shots, 1 for Huddersfield, 2 for Birmingham, no shots on target yet. As Newcastle are on the attack, nearly scored there. Nearly shooting again, going to pull it back. Come on, get it in. The defence is really quite decent for Sheffield United. You wouldn't believe they were at the bottom of the league. As they clear it and go straight into attack. So that one seems quite even, slightly edging towards the Birmingham team. Millwall Plymouth, as Millwall Miller in attack by Jake Cooper, is it? Oh, passes it back. And Ben Waine for Plymouth? That's strange. I didn't think Ben Waine was playing. Oh, he is playing, yeah. That's interesting. But he gets it out over the edge, throw into Millwall. Ryan Leonard on the right-hand side, pass it inwards, but he passes it back. Oh, Millwall have a shot, but it's caught by the goalkeeper. And Plymouth have a goal kick. And now Plymouth go in attack. Nothing in the Premiership yet. Now, Millwall Plymouth, it's 65% play to Millwall, 35% play to Plymouth. Both have had 1 shot off target, and Millwall have had 1 shot on target. Norwich versus Swansea. Norwich have actually only had 41% possession. Swansea have had 59% possession. It's Norwich with 2 shots, 1 on target. Swansea 1 shot, and that was on target. Sheffield West Brom. Oh, Sheffield wanting desperately to get a point here. Least a point they need. We've got 46% possession to Sheffield Wednesday, 54% to West Brom. 1 shot, 2 shots by Birmingham. Got West Brom have had no shots. Sheffield Wednesday have had 2 shots, 1 on target. Just do the last 2 games. Southampton 68% possession against Stoke, but no shots. And the interesting thing is Stoke's got 32% possession, 5 shots, 2 on target. So Stoke City at the minute, although they haven't got possession, they are way more dangerous than what Southampton are. Watford finally 66% possession at home to Sunderland, 1 shot each. Watford's was on target, Sunderland's wasn't. So that's the stats for this for the game so far. Not going totally as we expect. AFC Wimbledon are now scored against Walsall. Milton Keynes have finally scored against Sutton. Salford against Harrogate. Swindon 1, Morecambe 1. And the game with the 2 goals in right at the beginning, the Accrington Tranmere is still 1-1. So we are awaiting our first goal in the Championship. We've got our first goal in the Premiership. Sheffield United. Newcastle fans seem a bit upset. But Sheffield United were ahead against Manchester United twice, I think, weren't they? And lost 4-2. So, they may be 1-0 up, but they're not out of sight yet. Knowing them, they'll let a couple of goals in. As we try and find where do we think the first goal is going to come from in the championship, let's have a think, because it's always nice to actually disappear into the game just as you think it's going to come. So I'm going to try and guess which one's going to get a goal. I'm going to go for the important game. I'm going to go for the Huddersfield versus Birmingham. Oh, Sheffield United. Oh my God, how did he miss that? Archer had an open net and I don't know how they missed it, to be honest. Passed forward. Archer times the run perfectly. Just pull in, and he has a net, and a defender just happens to stretch his leg out and kick it off. It wasn't even trying to defend; he just stuck his leg out. So very lucky by Newcastle there. So Birmingham now attacking down their left. Let's stay with this for a few minutes. Birmingham down the left. Got throw in.
Because this Newcastle team has goals in them and plenty of them.
So Birmingham will throw this in eventually.
Since he's kept himself fit and he's been on a run of form, the goals have just come. And he looks better and better with every game that he plays for Newcastle, especially at home. His form is incredible.
That goes across the other side, and Birmingham are throwing from the other side. It's constantly in their own half at the minute. As Newcastle are passing it on the back line. But Sheffield United are actually standing in the Newcastle half, and it's really weird. They're trying to pass it closely along the back line with Sheffield United right in on them. Birmingham a quick prod forward, but Brodie Spencer will grab it in the Huddersfield half and try and play from the back.
They need to summon that spirit today. Offside flag has actually gone up against Burton. It doesn't matter because Gordon's fixed it. He's looking to sneak in.
Oh, for heaven's sake, the Sheffield United defence was just ridiculous. The Newcastle guy does a somersault in the middle, which was you could have got an Oscar for, and the referee just laughs at him and play on for Sheffield United. Very good play by the referee there. They really did think they were going to get a free kick right outside the penalty area, and no way on earth would that have been fair. Everybody's falling on the floor and pretending to be sick. It's hilarious. Anderson now for Huddersfield tries to build from the back. Goal kick for Sheffield United. I got quite heated there. Anderson now still. Oh, Anderson, Sunic for Birmingham. Sorry, Bellick. Hang on, we're on the Reds. Yeah. Bakuno, Miyoshi, Pearson for Huddersfield. It's good. Remember which way when the ball's stationary for a kick, it tends to give you a flat line. And you have to remember which way the dark and light colour is going. It is not always easy. So Newcastle now starting to come back into this game, which is interesting. The fans are now starting to get behind them again. There's Birmingham kick it forward, but Turton grabs it for Huddersfield on Huddersfield right. Huddersfield right now. Oh, Birmingham throw in, it's gone out.
An easy decision for Tony Harrington here. You see the click of the heel from Harmer. on Anderson.
Buchanan. Lee Buchanan for Birmingham. On the left-hand side, trying to get around the midfield, to be quite honest. He can't even get, kicks it across. Sun Ho Pak tries pushing it forward, but it goes out for a Huddersfield throw-in. Kicks across, comes across the other side of the park, but Birmingham are throwing, but they lose it to eventually to Pearson and Turton, and Pearson and Turton doing 1-2s in the midfield half, in the Huddersfield half. Pass it back to Nichols. Nichols tries a through ball. Anderson gets it, tries a through ball, but Matos grabs it. He tries a through ball, and Sun Ho Pak grabs it. Through balls are not doing very well. The passing is pretty abysmal. We'll come out of that one just in case we've seen any goals anywhere else. Seems quite poor passing at the minute in that game. It looks like it's going to be a failure to do something that's going to get anybody anywhere. Wimbledon still winning. Mansfield are winning Barrow, which is an interesting score. Milton Keynes 1, Sutton 0. Doncaster is Gillingham 0, Doncaster 0. Swindon 1, Morecambe 2 now. Anything else in the Premier League? No. Anything in the Championship? We still have no goals in the Championship. I'm trying to see where. As Newcastle try and attack, but Sheffield take it off them like a baby with sweets. And it's a good attack at the minute. 3-4, though. It's another person comes in to make it 4 against 4. Nearly passed it through, but the defense was solid there for Newcastle, sheltering the ball away from the Sheffield United attacker. So there is a goal. There is a goal. We have a goal in the Championship. Sheffield Wednesday 1, West Brom 0. So we do actually have a goal. And we have another goal. Who's actually scored the first goal? It looks like it's Sheffield Wednesday that scored the first goal, because it's Norwich 0. Swansea 1. That's actually 1 minute further ahead. So 1 minute 10 seconds further ahead. So actually that actually got officially late a minute later. So 2 goals in a minute for Swansea. Let's have a look. 24 minutes, Jamie Patterson. So 24 minutes, Jamie Patterson. And for Sheffield Wednesday, 22 minutes, Musaba. So Musaba was the first person to score for Sheffield Wednesday in the Championship. What else do we have? We did have a question somewhere else, but that seems to have been closed. Man United went blank with the odds, but that's now still 0-0. No. Cardiff Middlesbrough. Should we go Cardiff Middlesbrough? Why not? Well, I feel like going to Cardiff Middlesbrough. So Cardiff are Middlesbrough have 52% of possession. They now have 6 shots on goal, so they have actually started making it up now. 6 shots on goal, 2 on target. Cardiff 48% possession, 3 shots on target, 3 shots on goal, 1 on target. So it's starting to turn the tide towards Middlesbrough. Rotherham United, Bristol City have 65% possession, 2 shots, 1 on target. Rotherham have 2 shots, 2 on target, which is really, really amazing. That's probably as many shots on target Rotherham have had in the last month in one game. The 425 people who've gone to see it will be no doubt ecstatic with the amount of shots they've seen today. Millwall, that was the other game that was that went blank. Was Millwall versus Plymouth. So Millwall, 58% possession, 3 shots, 1 on target, and Newcastle have equalised. Newcastle have equalised straight. They were actually piling on the pressure. There was going to happen. Plymouth was 42% possession, 3 shots, 1 on target. So actually, pretty even. I thought it was pretty even. I said before that's one of the games I can't really prove one way or the other. It's one of those that you look at and think, well, which way is it going to go? And I haven't a bloody clue. So at the minute, it's pretty slow in the Championship. Crawley are winning Grimsby 1-0 in League 2. Anything else moved? No, nothing else has changed. Still the 2 goals in.
They've now scored in every home game in the Premier League this season. There's only one more to go here against.
Boom, 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 boom. So I think we might actually.
He's looking in behind him because he's thinking Isak's run offside. He's going
Sombrero for Steve.
Isak actually come back outside.
Incredible chair has a problem. The only Newcastle player to start every Premier League match this season is going to have to be replaced. Maybe that's why he didn't fit in quite well.
So we're going to go out of that now. Never. I'm not really a Premiership person, so we're going to go into the league tables now. Do a quick look around the league tables. You still have just the 2 goals, and we will look at the table. So here we have Norwich still in 6th on 72 points. Of course, Swansea have scored through Patterson on 24. So Hull City now, 2 games to play. They're literally 3 points behind with 2 games to play. And Coventry, who are playing, they are. They've got 2 games to play, and they are 8 points behind. So they do need the extra 2 points, which they need to get from Blackburn, which they're now 0-0 at the minute on 30 minutes. So both Hull and Coventry, better the goal differences. The goal differences would be better for Coventry if they were to win the last 3 games, because Norwich would have to lose this one and the next one, taking them to plus 14 at best, and the minimum that Coventry would be either on 13 at the minute. If they won this, they'd be on 14, and the next 2 would be 15 and 16. So they'd actually be just above them by 2 goals difference. So at the minute, that's not helping Norwich one bit in their quest to stay in that last playoff slot. As far as Swansea is concerned, the 3 points make them on 59 points in 13th position. They can raise 1 point, 1 place to 12th, where Bristol City are, especially if Bristol City were to lose. mind you, it doesn't really matter as long as Bristol City don't win. The Swansea would, winning already. Swansea, aren't they? So yeah, they'd need Bristol City to lose, but they have a +4. Bristol City have a better goal difference, so never mind that. As we have something going off at Bristol City. We mentioned Bristol City, and the odds have now stopped at Bristol City. The ball was with Bristol City in their own half. It's a Bristol City penalty. And Bristol City score. What a pain. So Scott Twine had it. Yeah, that's unfortunate. But Rotherham are now 1-0 down. Maybe they're not going to win any away games this season. I think it's only the second club that's done that, and the other one was Rotherham United as well. So Rotherham United, the only team that's done it, and they've done it twice. That's going to be a pain in the neck, isn't it? So Rotherham now are also on the losing end. West Brom are losing. Norwich City are losing. As we just heard, the Newcastle fans cheering. They've just equalised against Sheffield United. Keeping our eyes open. It's Wimbledon 1, Walsall 1 now. Gillingham 0, Doncaster 1. Milton Keynes 1, Sutton 0. Salford still 2, Harrogate 1. And still Swindon 1, Morecambe 2. Wrexham 0, Stockport 1. That's an interesting score. But I suppose when you're going up, you're not wanting to test all your players out, are you? So 3 games have goals in. Three games has goals in as we go into our chart of who's playing. Strange. So the Bet365 have actually said that they've suspended the betting for Rotherham as Rathbone goes down the right hand side. It's very odd. They don't usually suspend betting. But we have Bristol City 1, Rotherham 0 as Rotherham going to the attack. And the betting's back. 20-1 against Rotherham. 8-1 on for Bristol City. We have come back. We have come back from 2-0 down to be 2-2 against Ipswich Town away, and then we lost in the 97th, 98th minute to a very good goal, and to Ipswich Town it was. So we do come back occasionally, but just not very often. And it's never to win. It's we have come back to draw. As Appiah runs at the defence. Appiah showing that he can play. Can he indeed play? Will he be able to get something back? He passes it to Cohen Bramall in the. Passes it back to Rinomota. Peltier in the defence. Tries lobbing it forward, but Hayden Roberts grabs it. But Adolphin Greg gets it off him in the corner. And if he can get that cross in, at least we've managed to get a cross in. Adolphin there. It's a Bristol City throw-in. So that one's not worked. And it's now, we've got a goal for Norwich. So it's now Norwich 1, Swansea 1. Anything else come in? Nope, still got the Sheffield Wednesday one. Sheffield United 1-1. Oh, we have a goal at Southampton. And look at that. Southampton 0, Stoke 1. I think the locals will be laughing their boots off because my local team is Portsmouth, so I hate the guts out of Southampton. So Southampton now losing at home to Stoke City. Where's that put Southampton? That must be quite a fourth place still. Yep, still in fourth place. Of course, there's a big gap between between them and Norwich. Okay, so West Brom, who, of course, West Brom are losing to Sheffield Wednesday, aren't they? So Norwich have leapfrogged West Brom into fifth. West Brom are now sixth, and there's 11 points between. We've got one game to play anyway. There's a huge gap between fifth and fourth, where Southampton sit. Now, it doesn't matter how many times they lose. Yeah, best they can hope for is finishing sort of 8 points behind them. Southampton really aren't playing for anything, are they? They're literally going to be playing either Norwich or West Brom, which is Norwich 1, Swansea 1. So the minute they're gaining a point. And West Brom are, of course, losing to Sheffield Wednesday. So that means that West Brom stay on 72. They're now the team that Hull City are trying desperately to win to stand a chance of grabbing them. So that's going to be that's the later game, isn't it? So Hull City will be thinking, God, we need to win this. Probably all watching tightly the screens as Wimbledon 2, Walsall 1. Crawley 2, Grimsby 0. Gillingham 0, Doncaster 2. Swindon 2, Morecambe 2. That's a high-scoring game today. Bristol City 1, Rotherham 0. So, well, how many minutes? We're on 40 minutes. The Rotherham game's on 39. The Huddersfield game is on 38. As is the Sheffield Wednesday, as is the Watford. Let's go to the Sheffield Wednesday game. And Sheffield Wednesday game, 3 shots on target and 1 off for Sheffield Wednesday. 1 goal. And West Brom, 2 shots on target, 2 shots not on target, and 56% possession. So they're not doing well considering the extra possession they've got. And Sheffield Wednesday are good like that. They know exactly what they want to do with the ball when they've got it, and they know exactly where they're going to place it and what they're going to try at any one time. They're quite good like that. As we've got another goal in the Premiership. I like saying it until we put it in. So Wolverhampton 1, Luton 0. Does appear to have been accepted because the odds have now changed on that. Let's have a look at the important game, the Huddersfield versus Birmingham. Huddersfield have a throw-in. Stats are it's now changed. It's 54% possession to Huddersfield. Huddersfield have now started to come back into the to keep possession. 4 shots as well, but none on target. Birmingham 3 shots, none on target. It's the same as what they did at Rotherham. They had lots of shots, but they just didn't put any in on target. I don't think they had any on target in the first half. 1 corner to Huddersfield, 3 to Birmingham. XG of 0.36 for Huddersfield, 0.2 for Birmingham. So not too much happening down there. It's looking more like a 0-0, which really will not help either team. Neither of those teams want a nil or want a draw. A draw to either of those teams is a waste of a game. Still Norwich City 1, Swansea City 1. And still Sheffield Wednesday 1, West Brom 0. We'll carry on while we get to halfway, I think. If nobody turns up, then we won't bother coming back. Accrington 1, Tranmere 1. Wimbledon 2, Walsall 1. Barrow 0, Mansfield 1. I suppose that's Barrow really needed to keep up the pressure on the top there. Others with scores: Colchester 1, Crewe 0. Crawley 2, Grimsby 0. Gillingham 0, Doncaster 2, Milton Keynes 2, Sutton 0. Salford 2, Harrogate 1, and Swindon 2, Morecambe 2, and finally Wrexham 0, Stockport 1. Back into the Championship. Sheffield Wednesday, Stoke, Norwich and Swansea, and Bristol. They're the only goals that have gone in so far. Premiership, Newcastle and Sheffield United have scored 1 each. Wolverhampton have scored 1. One more goal and Sheffield United are officially down. Who else do we have in there? Well, Man U, Burnley. Of course, people will be thinking, oh, well, Burnley will probably not win. So they'll, Sheffield United, really need to lose to be relegated, I think. We wait for another goal. A goal in League 2, Bradford 1, Newport County 0. And we're starting to get into the last minute of the first half. Thank you all for thumbs up. A most disappointing game is the Huddersfield Birmingham. I'm just sort of like going into that again, and I'm thinking, and as I say it, there is a goal in it, and it's gone the way I thought it would. It's Huddersfield 0, Birmingham 1. So Birmingham have now managed to score. Now that's interesting. I need to wait for this one to update that, because now Birmingham are going to go 2 points higher. So they're going to go above Plymouth. Nope, they got minus 16. So they're going to stay where they are, but the same points as Plymouth. Plymouth are drawing. So should Plymouth lose that one, and they're at half time, should Plymouth lose that, they would actually go into the relegation zone. and Huddersfield now go down, and they must be 24, 7. They are now down. Has that already taken place? But Huddersfield are now relegated at the minute. One more game left. They're on 44 on here, which is puts them. They can only get to 47, which means they're relegated. Birmingham yeah, there we are. It has changed. So Huddersfield are on 44 points. The two teams above them are on 49. At the minute, Huddersfield are joining Rotherham in the League One. So there we are. At present, Huddersfield are relegated. So it's just a case of who's going to take the last slot. Sheffield Wednesday are well out of it. Well, they're not well out of it. Sheffield Wednesday they have a poor goal difference, so they sit below Blackburn. Sheffield Wednesday would need 1 point to be above Blackburn on points, and Blackburn have Leicester next. So what are they doing at the minute? So Blackburn it's half time at Blackburn, and it's Blackburn 0, Coventry 0. We'll leave the Rotherham one, they're still playing. Cardiff 0. Did we? I didn't say that one. Didn't see that one. Cardiff 0, Borough 1. So Borough have snuck in at the last breath of half time, and it's we've just seen another goal. It's crikey, Rotherham, Bristol City 1, Rotherham 0, half time. Huddersfield 0, Birmingham 1, Millwall 0, Plymouth 0 is half time. Norwich 2, Swansea 1 is still playing, 49 minutes so far. Sheffield Wednesday 1, West Brom 0 is half time. Southampton 0, Stoke City 1 is half time. And Watford 0, Sunderland 0 is also half time. We're just waiting for that one game. Norwich versus Swansea. And that will take Norwich clear of, there it goes, Norwich clear of West Brom into 5th position. And they will be playing at the minute Southampton in the playoff semis. West Brom would have to do better than would have. Yeah, they'd have to hope Norwich didn't win their last game. West Brom won theirs. As we're going to the 50th minute at Norwich. Nobody's been on. Sorry, nobody's been on. We did get 2 thumbs up. Thank you for the thumbs up. Always helps. If you watch it and you think, I can do that, then please do give us a thumbs up. Give us a quick message, and we can do it again next year. I might try keeping it with the Championship. My side's getting relegated, but I prefer the Championship to League One. It's a little bit more interesting, and I think next year's going to be even tougher than this year, and this year was quite bad. So whoever you support, I wish you a good second half. Like I say, nobody's been in. We're going to call it a day, and good luck. If you want to come back, if you want me to carry on doing this, then I'll do it again next week. But I really do need 1 or 2 viewers. I think I did get one. I got 1 viewer at the beginning, and they went. So, it would be nice. So go for it, guys. And I wish you luck for the rest of the morning.